This is the Purple and Gold Hour, presented by the University of North Alabama Foundation. Your spotlight on the University of North Alabama, featuring conversations with UNA officials and friends of the university. This is your look inside campus. Now your host, the voice of the Lions, Benjamin Ray.
Homecoming week is here, and you're listening to the Purple and Gold Hour presented by the University of North Alabama Foundation. This is your spotlight and inside look at the University of North Alabama. I'm Benjamin Ray. It's a homecoming-themed episode. What a weekend it has been. It started Friday night with the Homecoming Awards. The Year of the UNA Woman highlighted the awards ceremony on Friday night. Let's run down the winners real quick. Lifetime Achievement went to Ann Berry. Alumni of the Year, Dr. Stephanie Wagner-Tick-Miller. Friend of the university, our own from the athletic department, Megan Lovelace-Dye. Military service, also a UNA athletics connection, LaCondra Karan Shelton. Young alumni, Rachel Womack-Purcell. Faculty alumni service, Dr. Pat Sanders, who has a great podcast right now that you can catch. Staff Alumni Service Award went to Sheena Bergreen, who we had on the show last week. Public Service Award was Candace Straight. Educator of the Year, Janice Curtis of Florence. And Higher Education, Dr. Stephanie Balk. Community Service Award went to Dr. Felice Green. She graduated with a Master's in Education Reading Specialization. So we'll stick with the homecoming theme here in this episode of the Purple and Gold Hour. As I mentioned, it's homecoming. Spirit Hill is sold out. We had the Athletic Department Hall of Fame induction earlier this morning. It was a great ceremony for the 6 inductees this year. UNA inducted Laura Bellinger of UNA Volleyball, Daniel Krill of UNA Golf, Marcus Keys of UNA Football, Michael Johnson of UNA Football, Kendra Moore-Smith of Women's Basketball, and Dr. Pat Roden, who was the longtime faculty athletic representative. We'll stick with the homecoming theme here in this episode of the Purple and Gold Hour. Joining us today, we'll have Dr. Mary Lee Gillespie, the outgoing National Alumni Association president. Jason Thomas, the president of the UNA Foundation Board, will stop by as well. Golf coach Colin Carstens will preview their upcoming home tournament out at Turtle Point on Monday and Tuesday. And for the first time, we'll chat with new athletic director Dr. Josh Looney on some big announcements coming from the UNA Athletic Department. So let's get into it. We'll take a timeout and we'll kick this show off when we return. This is the Purple and Gold Hour presented by the University of North Alabama Foundation.
My whole life has been about making an impact. Not just on the field, but in the world around me. My high school Spanish teacher helped me find my true calling to educate and serve others all over the world. I used to think the biggest college was the best place to start, but my search brought me to North Alabama. At UNA, my story matters, and so does my calling.
I realized that there was a lot of just business, just the day-to-day business of the chamber that I did not feel particularly comfortable in. There was an opportunity at UNA to pursue my MBA and thought that it might be a really good idea just to bolster that side of my education. Professors were so understanding and willing to work with us. I realized then I had made the right choice, that UNA was the correct institution for me. I've never talked to anyone who's gone forward with their education who regretted that decision. It's not been easy every day, but totally worth it at all times.
I'm Benjamin Ray, welcoming you back into the Purple and Gold Hour presented by the University of North Alabama Foundation. Kickoff coming up at 6 p.m. North Alabama hosting Robert Morris. It's homecoming. UNA has won 15 consecutive homecoming games dating back to 2004. Chris Willis and company looking to keep the streak alive. That pregame show will kick off here in just a little bit, about 5 p.m. Seth Kane and Jacob Tucker will get you prepped for this one. We'll step away from football. It's homecoming, one of the best weeks of the year. Spirit Hill is sold out. No more room to tailgate. A lot of alumni coming back into town, so no one better to talk to than Dr. Mary Lee Gillespie, the immediate past president of the National Alumni Board. Dr. G, thanks for joining us here on the phone lines.
Thank you so much for having me. Roar Lions.
You also serve on the UNA Foundation Board of Directors, the University of North Alabama. How special is this place to you?
I cannot tell you enough about how much I love this university. It is absolutely in my heart and in my soul, and I'm so honored to be able to serve as the president and also on the foundation board. It's just overwhelming to me to be able to see the improvement since I was once there a couple of moons ago. We're not going to say how long, but it is just amazing that we are progressing in the D1 division, and we are just growing in leaps and bounds by the wonderful leadership of our president, Ken Kitts. And it's just amazing with all the many voices that are being heard around the Southeast that we are on the map and we are coming to roar.
You're on the Alumni Association board. You're on the UNA Foundation board. That's a lot of time that you're giving back to the University of North Alabama. So on behalf of UNA, I just got to say thank you for that.
Ben, thank you so much for saying that. I love this university. It does not seem like it is any bit of time out of my schedule. Probably Bradley, my husband, would disagree, but he is right there with me, cheering on the UNA Lions as well. So we just have a wonderful time. It's a love and a passion, and it's just fun for us.
So let's talk about this. UNA was named the fastest growing four-year college in Alabama by the Alabama Commission on Higher Education, and it comes at a time where a lot of universities across the nation are seeing a decrease in attendance. UNA on the opposite end of that trend. As an alum, the National Alumni Association president, how big was that news to you?
It was absolutely amazing. It's such a accolade for all of our university, not just President Kitts, but Provost Alexander and all the different people that are out there that are initiating how amazing our university is. And we're not slowing down. We're moving forward strong. And it's a wonderful thing that we are in that top tier of growth. And so it's been really heartbreaking to hear other universities are declining and not able to grow as fast as we are. But yay us.
Let's talk about the Alumni Association. And first of all, just tell us exactly what you guys do.
So we have a wonderful board of directors and a board at large, and it is made up of about roughly 50 people. And we all come together to figure out what would be the best way that alumni can give back to the university, not just with our money, but also with our talents and our time. So we all just come together we have quarterly meetings, monthly sometimes. So we're able to just roundtable, brainstorm, and just come up with new inventive ideas to help the university grow.
Tell us about your time as the Alumni Association president. I mean, what stood out most? What are you proud of what you guys accomplished during that time?
We have had an amazing past year coming off of the pandemic, and it has just been unbelievable. The COVID task force has come at such great heights to allow us to do events. And I have to say, one of my most favorite things about this year is we've got to bring back Lions Under the Lights. And it was just a phenomenal night to go on the university and enjoy a wonderful meal. Our wonderful past president, Michelle Eubanks, initiated this with her just precious husband, the late Jeff Eubanks, that I just cannot tell you how special that moment is for us to be on that walkway surrounded by all these wonderful alumni and people of the university. And it just is it's just a breathtaking moment for me to be a part of that. And that to me probably stood out the most, that we got to bring that back, because we didn't get to do that last year. So it's just a wonderful event that I think everybody should participate in. It is limited seating, unfortunately, but the Lions Under the Lights will be next year. I want to plug that. Please, whoever's listening, please go to the university's webpage, una.edu, and search for Lions Under the Lights and go.
Let's talk about some more about the Alumni Association. Why is it so important that UNA has this strong support from the Alumni Association?
Well, Ben, we give back to the university as much as we possibly can with monetary gifts. We have a scholarship fund, and we just try to help with the, as you talked about, the foundation board with trying to get as many students who may not have the opportunity to go to school because they don't have the funds. And so with the Alumni Association working closely with the foundation, we're able to provide scholarships for our students that, you know, may not have an opportunity to go to school because they can't afford that, or they may be a first-time student in their family that is not able to support them financially. So all the Alumni Association really helps give back to those students who need an opportunity to further themselves, and they may not have the chance to do that. So we are just blessed that we are able to give that back to them.
Before we start talking about homecoming, people hear about the Alumni Association. Hey, I'm an alumni. How can I get involved?
So there's several ways you can do that. We have in Rogers Hall on the university campus, that's where our Alumni Association is. And so you can either go by there and you can find out all information. Like I mentioned earlier, the website, una.edu, you can go on there, and alumni has its own page. So go to that tab. You can scroll on events. You can find out anything that you want to know about the Alumni Association. Bishop Alexander and Sherry Wilkes are in that office, and they are such a great resource to help anyone who wants to be connected. So you can go on our webpage, or we have Facebook page. You can get on social media. We have Instagram. So just go to any outlet that you are comfortable with searching, and you can pick up the phone and call us at the Alumni Association as well.
We're on the phone with Dr. Mary Lee Gillespie, the outgoing National Alumni Association president. All right, let's talk homecoming. My favorite week of the year, my favorite football game of the year. Everybody comes back, starts Friday night with awards, Saturday morning, Hall of Fame. We've had the parade, the football game coming up here in just a little bit. How much work goes on from your perspective on the board to putting homecoming on?
Ben, there are so many wonderful volunteers that give their time to this amazing weekend. I mean, it started at the first of the week. You know, we've had events every single day and night for our students, and alumni included in that. So we've had the Jack Carnes golf tournament. We had the alumni awards last night. And, you know, this is the year of the woman, the lioness. And so it is even more special this year to me, being female, not saying anything bad about our lions that are males, but, you know, it is amazing opportunity this weekend to get and connect with all of our amazing alumni. And you are exactly right. It is exciting, and it is a powerful weekend for all of us to come together. And you said it, the Spirit Hill is sold out. And, you know, at the top of that hill is where we congregate. And the Alumni Pavilion, everybody needs to come by there. We have got some amazing swag up there for people to come and get, and we even feed you. So please stop by and see us at the Alumni Pavilion. And it is just, there's too many things to do, actually, and there's so many people that have contributed to putting all this together. So it takes months to prepare for, but it's such an amazing time.
How special are weekends like this where just alumni get to come together and stay engaged with the university?
It's so amazing that we do have an alumni association that advocates us to come together. And we're just so blessed to be able to have the opportunity to have an alumni association. And ours, I feel, is just powerful. And we, you know, spread our tentacles all over the world. And it is just amazing that we are able to share this weekend we have many other events throughout the year, but this weekend is pretty powerful for our alumni to come back into town. And, Florence is growing leaps and bounds. We're getting a new, agricultural center that's coming in. Hopefully some growth out there will bring in a lot more prospective students for us as well. So we're just amazed and blessed to have this great weekend.
So many great things that have happened this weekend. My favorite part of homecoming is the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. I love seeing people honored for what they've accomplished and hearing their stories as well. For you, what's your favorite part of the homecoming weekend?
I love the Alumni Award ceremony. That was last night, and we had some amazing candidates who were nominated, and I wish we could award every single one of them, but we just had some just women that were just stellar. We had this year was dedicated to the Year of the Woman. So we only had winners that were females. And the list of females, I wish I could name them all, were just absolutely outstanding. And it was just an amazing night for us. So we're just thankful that we were able to have the ceremony this last night.
Hey, let's talk about Ann Berry for just a moment. I know she was given the Lifetime Achievement Award. We've talked about her a lot on this show, especially with it being the year of the UNA woman. I mean, what does it mean for this university to be represented by someone like Ann Berry on the national level?
I mean, can you get any better right there than Ann Berry? She is just absolutely I feel like the top candidate for us this year to be representative of the line of the woman, of the Year of the Woman. So for her to be a part of this weekend is just absolutely amazing. She has done so much, accomplished so much, being in a time where, being African American and being a female is just so hard of a struggle for her. And look at her come on top. So that is such a huge accolade for the university that I just feel like we cannot scream any louder. Look at us roar, and we've got the women and men to show it.
It really has been great. All right, anything else that we need to know from a perspective of the National Alumni Association?
I just really, really wish that if you are out there listening and you want to get more involved, please find an outlet to show your talents. I mean, of course, yes, we would love to have your money, but we always want you, yourself, because that is actually priceless as well. So we would just love to have more involvement of our UNA alumni because we're so awesome and we've got a precious little thing right here in Florence that, I tell all of anyone that I come in contact with, you don't have to go away to a big university. We have got a gorgeous campus here that is absolutely breathtaking. And it is, I feel like, on a level of the bigger universities, but on a small town view. So I think we're very personable. And our professors here are amazing, and that you get an education that is representative of these larger universities without having to be in a huge fish pond where you may get swallowed up.
Very well said, and I think that's the perfect way to sum up the UNA community and what it means to everybody. Dr. G, thank you so much for joining us here on the Purple and Gold Hour.
Ben, thank you so much for having me, and I just want to scream Roar Lions, and I'm so thankful to be a part of our amazing university.
Thank you very much. That's Dr. Mary Lee Gillespie, the outgoing president of the University of North Alabama Alumni Association, also a member of the UNA Foundation Board of Directors. It's time to call for another timeout. You're listening to the Purple and Gold Hour, presented by the University of North Alabama Foundation.
I came and visited UNA and I saw the atmosphere and the student life, which really fit me and I knew that I would be able to do once I got here at UNA. If I had to pick one thing about UNA that made me want to come here, it would just be campus and the life that you see on campus. With UNA just being so close, that's not what I thought that I wanted. And so when I came and I realized I'm still going to have the same opportunities as someone who went to a larger university, that was one of the things that drew me in.
realized that there was a lot of just business, just the day-to-day business of the chamber that I did not feel particularly comfortable in. There was an opportunity at UNA to pursue my MBA and thought that it might be a really good idea just to bolster that side of my education. Professors were so understanding and willing to work with us. I realized then I had made the right choice, that UNA was the correct institution for me. I've never talked to anyone who's gone forward with their education who regretted that decision. It's not been easy every day, but totally worth it at all times.
You're listening to the Purple and Gold Hour presented by the University of North Alabama Foundation. Your spotlight and inside look at the University of North Alabama. I'm Benjamin Ray, welcoming you back in here on this homecoming Saturday. What a weekend it has been. It started Friday night with the University Awards Gala. Earlier this morning, the Hall of Fame inductions, the homecoming parade at 11:30, and what you know, Spirit Hill is sold out. It's set up to be a great evening of football. North Alabama hosts Robert Morris, a 6:05 p.m. kickoff. Of course, you'll be able to listen to that ball game right here on WLX, the home of UNA Athletics. Seth Kane and Jacob Tucker will be on the call here in just a little bit. 5 o'clock with the countdown to kickoff show. Our next guest, we welcome in UNA men's golf coach Colin Carstens in his 5th season here at the University of North Alabama. Coach, thanks for taking the time to talk with us here on the Purple and Gold Hour.
Ben, always a pleasure to see you, my friend. Thanks for having me.
Does it feel like weather is finally turning towards golf weather?
Finally, I've kind of lost the meaning of what golf weather is the last few weeks. We've had so much rain, and it's been kind of a interesting hurdle to navigate. But no, it's been we've been fortunate. You know, we've played a couple tournaments now and had great weather at all 3 of them, which is always a blessing. And it looks like we're finally getting into a nice stride here to finish off the fall.
When the rain comes, I mean, we've had heavy rains. I hadn't had to water my grass in a month, I feel like, with all this rain. What do you guys do? Are you spending all the time at the hitting facility at Cypress Lakes?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of, you know, we'll go Cypress. You know, we're able to do some indoor work out there, which is great. You know, we're able to work around class schedules a little bit as well. You know, if some guys need to kind of go in the morning or the afternoon. And, you know, if we try to look far enough ahead where, you know, we move around qualifying days or we move around practice days and just kind of fit it in, you know, as best we can. But, you know, typically it's never really been an issue. We've just kind of had a couple weeks of, you know, the bottom's falling out of the sky. So we've had to adjust, but overall it's been good and we're kind of getting settled in now.
It's been an exciting year for golf. The Ryder Cup was thrilling. There's been a lot of great finishes to tournaments. Do these guys watch a lot of golf and talk a lot of golf as they're getting to experience all this?
They do, yeah. I mean, you know, I think one of the things I like about our team is, you know, they play golf, but they also love golf. You know, it's kind of what they do here at UNA, you know, but it's also their hobby. So, you know, there was a lot of trash talk about the Ryder Cup. You know, we have some Europeans on our team, so there was some good fun had with that. But no, I mean, you know, I encourage our guys too. You know, I want them watching as much, you know, professional golf as they can, because, you know, take notes from what they see those guys do and how they approach the game and how they carry themselves, you know, during the rounds and things like that. So yeah, it's a big emphasis for us, and, you know, we love it.
Let's talk about UNA and what you guys have. You guys have RTJ, which has 2 great courses. You guys have the range at Cypress and Turtle Point, where your tournament will be this weekend. How much of a recruiting draw is that you can showcase a couple great golf courses to potential golfers?
Yeah, it's been a huge advantage for us. I mean, you know, I look around, you know, our state or our conference or, you know, even our region, and, you know, there's some programs that are, you know, might even be bigger than us that don't have the access to courses that we have. I think that's one of the beautiful things about being in a community like Florence. Everyone here supports UNA. So, you know, Robert Trent Jones is our main home facility. It's fantastic. And, you know, everyone that works out there, you know, does whatever they can to help our guys. And we truly feel like we have a home. And Cypress has opened their arms to us. You know, we can practice and play out there quite a bit. Scott's been fantastic, and then obviously the membership and everyone at Turtle Point, you know, allowing us to come out there and play, allowing us to host a tournament. You know, it's a great advantage, you know, and there's just something about, you know, having access to those kind of courses, you know, right near campus is it's a big help for us.
Okay, you mentioned this earlier. You have a freshman from Italy, a sophomore from Norway, another sophomore from Denmark, and a senior from England. What does it take to recruit these overseas guys?
Just, you know, kind of building some relationships with some some coaches overseas, some people overseas that I've been fortunate enough to get to know, and I think once we start kind of having those initial conversations on the recruiting side, it's pretty easy. I mean, we have a great town to live in, great courses to play, a wonderful school, great academics, and fortunately, especially on the golf side of things, the ASUN is incredibly strong. Not only on top of that, we're able to sell the fact that hey, if you come here, even though we're a mid-major size program, I mean, we play against the big boys. I mean, we play against SEC teams and Big 10 and Big 12 and ACC. So. It's just a comfortable place, a great place to live, great place to go to school, and so it ends up being a pretty easy sell.
Let's talk about this year's golf team, the roster, carryover, newcomers. What do you like most about this year's team?
This team is just, it's the smallest team I've had since I've been here. We only have 9 players. Great energy on the team. It is a different team than we've had in the past. We did have some turnover last year. I think 3 of the 5 guys that played at conference for us last year moved on. So, there's been some guys who, whether they're new guys who have come in or some younger guys who hadn't had the chance to play yet, are kind of getting reps. And so, this fall's been great for, just kind of rolling the balls out and getting some experience. And, we've had a lot of success, but we've also had some kind of bumps along the way. So, that's what this part of the season is for, is really kind of ironing things out and getting guys some playing experience. So, but I've really appreciated, the team chemistry. I've appreciated the work, and, I think we're just kind of building, getting ready for the spring.
And I want to talk about what you guys did this past weekend at the Georgia State Invitational. You finished 5th, but I know it wasn't the best start. How strong was the finish, overcoming a slow round 1?
Yeah, it was the most impressed I'd been with our team this whole year. I mean, truthfully, we – when I went to turn in the scorecards after the first round and saw that we were 6 over and kind of looked at the leaderboard, that was the first time I'd looked at the leaderboard that day, and I think we were in 12th out of 15, so I was feeling a little uneasy about it, but I knew that it presented a good opportunity for our guys to see kind of what they had, and they were able to bounce back. I was so proud of them. They shot 6 over in the morning and then had the lowest round of the entire day, shooting 6 under in the afternoon to get back to even, and then added a 2 under round in the final round. When we didn't even have our best golf, they just kind of battled and were able to get something out of it. So, that first round aside, I think I added it up. This, if you look at just the second and third rounds, I think we would have finished, just on those 2 rounds, 2nd overall. So to come back from that rough start, I was incredibly proud of them.
You guys finished 1 stroke off of 3rd place, Georgia State and Tennessee Tech finishing above you. Then you look down below you, there's Samford, there's Troy, there's Western Kentucky, so some big schools. So let's talk about where this golf program is at as we head into year 4. I mean, here you are finishing high up on the leaderboard. Do you feel like you guys are adjusting as we head into this final year of the transition?
I do. I think we've had a pretty consistent mindset ever since we moved up to Division I. And, one thing I challenged our guys with at our opening team meeting this fall was, hey, listen, I kind of showed them the stats. I mean, every single year since our move up to Division I, we've improved our stroke average, we've improved our individual averages, we've improved our national ranking. So, even though we did have some turnover this year, this was an important year to try to continue to carry the momentum. So I've kind of challenged them with that. But no, we're not, we're definitely not afraid to go, play against anybody. We don't fall back on the fact that, hey, we're still new at this. We're getting our feet settled. I mean, we have high expectations, and we want to be a great program, and I think, slowly but surely we're going to get there.
Let's talk about what's coming up next. You guys will wrap up the fall season at end of this month, 28th through the 31st, down at the Steelwood Intercollegiate, hosted by South Alabama. More importantly, coming up this week, or next week, however you want to look at the weeks right now. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, you guys will be out at Turtle Point, killing at the TVA Community Credit Union Invitational. Your fall tournament, let's talk about this. First of all, what does it take to put this tournament on?
Ooh, it's a lot. Fortunately, I mean, it starts about a year in advance. That's about how far away, other programs start scheduling their tournaments and where they're going to travel. But, we have some great help at Turtle Point. Obviously, TVA Community Credit Union and Kim Burkett are amazing supporters, and they've been a sponsor of our event, a title sponsor ever since, I've been here and even before that. So they do a fantastic job supporting our program, and we have 11 teams, 11 different teams coming from all over. I mean, as far as teams in Florida, Texas, Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama. So they're coming from all over the place. But it'll be great. You know, we didn't get to host last year due to COVID, and so it's been a couple years since we've been able to have this event. But just being able to show off a place like Turtle Point, you know, it's one of those things. The tournament, it's no surprise the tournament has gotten slightly bigger each year that we've had it, because, you know, once teams come and they kind of step out on the putting green overlooking the lake, and, you know, it's hard to not want to come back. So, but no, it is, you know, tournament's open to the public. We'll play 36 holes on Monday, and the final round will be on Tuesday. But, you know, they're great. We'd love to have as many people come out. We don't get to play in front of fans as often as some other teams do, so you know, there's going to be carts to rent out there if you want to ride around, but it's also going to be, looks like beautiful weather to kind of enjoy a walk and support the guys. So.
Should be a great weekend. 36 holes in a day. How taxing is that?
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, it's, you know, that's why we work out, and, you know, that's why I guess on the golf, it sounds like a lot if you're not used to doing it, but that's pretty standard for college golf now. So the guys kind of get used to it, but, you know, it's a challenge on that, especially, you know, when you put that last 9 holes, you know, when you're kind of running on empty, and you're trying not to make any mental mistakes or, you know, lose your energy and make a bad swing here or there. So that's really, you know, ultimately where, you know, if you can save 2 or 3 shots, that might be the end difference at the end of the tournament. So it's a challenge. It's fun, but, you know, we've kind of gotten used to it and we enjoy it.
So fans can head on out to Turtle Point this weekend. Check roarlines.com for more information. Before I let you go, Colin Carstens, UNA golf coach, spring schedule, your championship season. What's the schedule look like?
Schedule's going to be great. We have 5 tournaments before conference. I believe we start off going down to New Orleans for an event. Then we're going to be heading to the Tiger Invitational, which is going to be, you know, probably our biggest tournament of the spring. That's Auburn's event that we've had some success at in the past. Then we're heading back up to Missouri State's tournament, which we played at last year and got a top 5 finish, so we have a lot of confidence on that golf course and played well there. Heading to a new event at the end of March, hosted by Nicholls State, the Latour Intercollegiate, which is a fantastic golf course. And then our last one before conference will be at the University of Missouri, which is another tournament, a repeat for us. We played there last year and got a top 4 finish, I believe, there as well. So kind of like to go back to some places we've had some success. But, yeah, I mean, we're going to 2 events hosted by SEC schools with some Power 5 schools in attendance. So it'll be another great test, and, you know, we're fired up to kind of finish out the fall and then set our sights towards the spring.
It will be here before we know it. We're wrapping up our conversation with Colin Carstens here on the Purple and Gold Hour, brought to you by the University of North Alabama Foundation. Last couple of questions for you. First of all, when golfers come to UNA, they step on campus, they're ready to go to class. So what's the thing that impresses them most about the University of North Alabama?
There's a lot. I mean, just coming here to play golf, they're obviously their first thing is, you know, hey, we want to see the courses. And once they see the courses, you know, everything else is gravy after that. But, you know, when recruits are here on visits, or when, you know, recruits who haven't spent a lot of time here, you know, show up for their first day of classes, I just think the beauty of the campus and the warmness of the people and the community, I mean, it's so easy to, you know, feel comfortable here and feel accepted and, you know, kind of find a home. So, you know, that's why, you know, if you look at our guys, we have some guys from within an hour of campus and some from, you know, the other side of the world, you know, but they all kind of come together and share the same experiences, so it's great. But, no, just a good place to live, good place to go to school, and, you know, everyone truly loves it once they get here.
You have experience caddying on the professional level. I know you did some of that last year at the end of the season, but this summer as well, you caddied for your wife.
I did, yeah.
The Alabama Amateur, I don't know the correct words for it.
The Alabama Women's State Amateur.
What was that like for you?
It was awesome. It was probably, you know, no disrespect to anyone else that I've been fortunate enough to caddy for in the past, but probably the most fun/nervous I've been ever caddying. I joke and tell people she's definitely the golfer in the family, but, you know, she works full-time. She used to play a little bit professionally and had a great amateur career, so this was a chance with that tournament being held at our RTJ course for, you know, I was able to kind of convince her to come out and play, and she did great. She made it all the way through the stroke play, made it to the semifinals and the match play, and so it was just so fun getting to caddy for her and share that experience with her. It was a blast, so hopefully we can do it again next year.
Monday, Tuesday, out at Turtle Point and Killen, the TVA Community Credit Union Invitational. Anything else what we need to know if fans want to come out and watch and support?
Just wear some purple, and, you know, I think the cheering might be a little different than it is at a football or basketball. But, no, any time, you know, our guys get to play in front of fans, then it truly fires them up and they love it. So it might give us just that little extra advantage to get things done this weekend.
Coach Carstens, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Ben.
That's UNA golf coach Colin Carstens. We'll take a timeout. The Purple and Gold Hour presented by the University of North Alabama Foundation continues when we return.
My whole life has been about making an impact. Not just on the field, but in the world around me. My high school Spanish teacher helped me find my true calling, to educate and serve others all over the world. I used to think the biggest college was the best place to start, but my search brought me to North Alabama.
This is the Purple and Gold Hour presented by the University of North Alabama Foundation, your spotlight and inside look at the University of North Alabama. It's homecoming Saturday, the best Saturday of football season. Expecting a packed-out house inside of Brawley Stadium coming up in just a little bit. Robert Morris comes to town for homecoming. North Alabama, first ever meeting against Robert Morris. Of course, Seth Kane and Jacob Tucker will get you closer to that ball game coming up around the 5 o'clock hour. But now we welcome into the Purple and Gold Hour the UNA Foundation Board President, Mr. Jason Thomas, going to the phone lines. Jason, thanks for joining us on the Purple and Gold Hour, actually presented by the North Alabama Foundation.
Hey, Ben. Thanks for having me on today. Really excited to be here. I'm sad I can't be in person with you guys, but glad to be joining you online.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and your connections to UNA.
Yeah. Well, I am a proud native of North Alabama. I grew up in a small community just west of Florence, Oakland. Attended Central High School, a school in the Lauderdale County school system, and attended UNA. Following my graduation from UNA, I did graduate work at the University of Alabama, receiving my law degree, and then went on and did a master's after law school. And I have been working every single day thereafter. So that's the short of it.
So a lot of local connections here, UNA grad,
Exactly.
and recently UNA was named the fastest growing four-year college in Alabama by the Alabama Commission on Higher Education. We talk a lot about the growth here at the University of North Alabama. For you, with all your connections to UNA, what's it been like to see this growth?
Oh, it's been incredible. In fact, I was in Washington, D.C. last week, and anytime I'm on the road or I'm meeting with different people through my career, it's always a pleasure and an honor to be able to tell people that I'm a native of North Alabama, that I'm from Florence, and that I'm a UNA Lion. And in fact, in several of those conversations last week with some what I would consider to be pretty influential people, that was one of the first things that they brought up, the fact that UNA is one of the fastest growing universities, not only in the state, but throughout the Southeast. So when you're getting that kind of recognition, literally hundreds of miles away from home, the university, the administration, the staff, and the student body, they're all doing something right.
Also, from your standpoint, a move to Division I, buildings popping up all over campus. I mean, what can you say about the job Dr. Kitts and just everyone on campus has done growing this and seeing these results?
Well, I'm a big fan of not only Dr. Kitts, but the entire leadership team. I'm involved in philanthropic work across the nation, and I see a lot of leadership that merely gets by. Our leadership, they are not only surviving, they're thriving, and the leadership that they've displayed as we've gone through this transition to, as I like to say, the next level, it has been phenomenal. And I think as we gain some maturity with playing larger universities, I think that experience is going to do nothing but move UNA, the student body, the entire university experience to that next level.
All right, let's talk about the UNA Foundation. Now, people that listen to this show, they hear me say all the time, the Purple and Gold Hour presented by the University of North Alabama Foundation. They may not know what the foundation is. Tell us a little bit about what you guys do.
Well, the UNA Foundation was created in 1980, so we are coming up on our 41st year. And the foundation was created to assist the university in fundraising, and the foundation is the steward of the many gifts, the many charitable donations that are made by the university's alumni and friends of the university. These gifts are used to assist with scholarship creation, scholarship maintenance, special projects or opportunities that might not otherwise be within the budget or within the capabilities of the university. One shameless plug that I would like to put in for the foundation is for people to remember, the University of North Alabama Foundation is a qualified charitable entity, so all gifts are eligible for tax deduction consideration. So it's a mutually beneficial opportunity in certain instances for gifts to be made.
We're on the phone line with Jason Thomas, the UNA Foundation Board President, talking about the University of North Alabama and the UNA Foundation. So tell us a little bit about your role as Board President.
All right. Well, I've been extremely fortunate to have served on the UNA board for the past 3 to 4 years. UNA has, as I mentioned earlier, has provided me with an incredible foundation for life and for my career. And I began to look back for ways to give something back to the university. This was probably 4 years ago. I spoke with Debbie Shaw, then the executive director of the foundation. And once I heard of all the incredible opportunities that the foundation was participating in and were responsible for, I knew at that point that the foundation was the best way for me to give back. But back in July, I was fortunate and honored to be selected as the board chair for the foundation. Now, in this role, I've got some big shoes to fill. I succeeded our longtime chair, Harry Smith of Memphis. In addition to Harry's leadership, we've got an incredible board that's extremely diverse and is very representative of the entire Southeast, which I feel is very important because of the diverse student body that the university has. The university's team and our executive director, Kevin Haslam, are leading the way to even greater things being accomplished at UNA. So I'm just excited to be able to play a small role in some very important work that's being done.
And how can people get involved with the board?
It's actually pretty simple to get involved with the board. I would first direct everyone to check out the UNA Foundation Board's page, which is at una.edu. Once you go onto the university's website, go to the advancement tab, and that will take you to the foundation's online page. Once you're there, you can get an idea of some of the work that we're doing. You can see pictures and some biographical information on the leadership of the board, as well as the board members and the board leadership. And if you're feeling so inclined, they make it really easy to contribute as well. So you can contribute online on this same page. You can use the snail mail route by mailing a check to the University of North Alabama Office of Advancement. Or if you want to make it even simpler than that, pick up the phone and call the Office of Advancement. Director Kevin Haslam or any of his team will make it very simple for you to become involved, to learn more about the foundation, or to make a donation.
Giving is big for the university, but for people out there listening, why should they give to UNA?
Oh, wow. Why should they give? Ben, how long is this segment? How long do I have?
As long as you want.
That is actually something that I feel very, very strongly about, and that, frankly, I'm very passionate about, and it's why I'm a part of the University of North Alabama Foundation. The work that this foundation is doing, the foundation is providing opportunity for some of the most gifted high school students and college students in the Southeast. They are making college education possible for those who might not otherwise have the chance to attend UNA. And not outside of scholarship, outside of tuition assistance, they are also doing really incredible things to advance university programs. And again, just to assist the university where budgetary restraints or where, opportunity might not otherwise exist. So the foundation really is an incredible complement to the work that the university itself is doing.
It certainly is. And what are some of the initiatives that are happening right now that might interest people?
Oh gosh, well, there are many initiatives that are going on right You mentioned earlier the transition to Division One. As we continue that path forward, there are going to be expansion opportunities within the university that you can participate in. We've got an incredible new initiative for diversity inclusion on campus. And that is, in fact, I mentioned earlier that I was in Washington recently. That the center, the Diversity and Inclusion Center that's being developed at the university, that was one of the things that was brought up to me by a member of the Alabama delegation. This is work that is gaining national recognition. And for a university the size of UNA and a city the size of Florence, that's something that can put us on the map.
It certainly is. As we wrap up this conversation, is there anything else that we and listeners need to know about the UNA Foundation Board?
I would say just get involved. No gift is too small. Every dollar counts. And going back to your point earlier, as the University of North Alabama is now the fastest growing university in the state of Alabama, we welcome all friends of the university. We welcome all alumni to get on board this fast moving train, and let's continue the path that the university is on. It's always an honor for me to tell people I'm from Florence, and an even greater honor for me to always be able to say Roar Lions.
One thing I want to ask you, Dr. Kitts, he was our first guest on this show, and he mentioned that UNA is no longer the best kept secret. And as we've traveled, my perspective traveling with teams, and I know you travel a lot too, but I'm starting to see Florence and the way it stacks up against other campuses, other communities. For you, how exciting does it make you to think about UNA, Florence, and all the growth that we've seen?
Ben, it makes me extremely excited. When I left Florence to go away to school, candidly, I never thought I would return to Florence. I thought I was leaving to, as they say, find my fortune. I am now back in Florence more than I ever thought I would be. And every trip I make home is even more sweeter than the last. And I see Florence, I see the university both playing an increasing role in my life I'm not going to say as I grow older, but I'm going to say as I advance in age. So
it certainly is an exciting place to be right now. Jason Thomas, UNA Foundation Board President, thanks for taking the time to talk with us.
Hey, thanks a lot. Roar Lions.
Roar Lions indeed. We'll keep the show moving. You're listening to the Purple and Gold Hour, presented by the University of North Alabama Foundation.
I realized that there was a lot of just business, just the day-to-day business of the chamber that I did not feel particularly comfortable in. There was an opportunity at UNA to pursue my MBA and thought that it might be a really good idea just to bolster that side of my education. Professors were so understanding and willing to work with us. I realized then I had made the right choice, that UNA was the correct institution for me. I've never talked to anyone who's gone forward with their education who regretted that decision. It's not been easy every day, but totally worth it at all times.
You're listening to the Purple and Gold Hour, presented by the University of North Alabama Foundation, your spotlight and inside look at the University of North Alabama. It's been a homecoming-themed episode. Thank you to our past guest, Dr. Mary Lee Gillespie, the National Alumni Association President, Jason Thomas, UNA Foundation Board President. Also, UNA golf coach Colin Carstens for joining us here on this homecoming Saturday. North Alabama and Robert Morris getting set to kick off here in just a little bit over an hour. Of course, coming up at 5 o'clock, Seth Kane and Jacob Tucker will get you prepped for that football game with the Countdown to Kickoff show. You don't have to change the channel to catch this ball game. It'll be right here on WLX. Our next guest, our final guest in this episode, UNA Athletic Director, Dr. Josh Looney. Dr. Looney, thanks for stopping by to talk with us.
Hey, Ben, it's great. My first homecoming experience here on the campus at North Alabama. What a great few days leading up to kickoff. So many things going on, sold out parking spaces and tailgates, just an absolute awesome atmosphere, and really fortunate to experience it all for the first time.
It doesn't matter where you're at. Homecoming is a big deal on every level. Now for you, I mean, you've been here a couple months now. What's it been like learning the traditions and sort of how things flow around here?
Well, traditions are the basis, the foundation for any university and any program, and some places have much greater traditions than others, and it ties into things you're seeing right here. By far, from places I've worked or places I played, North Alabama has far more rich and extensive traditions from the university to football to athletics, and it's just tremendous to see this. It's a wow factor. We've got football athletes back here, former football athletes playing flag football games. We have basketball having that. Baseball's basically got a World Series going on this week, and so it's not just about a football game. It's about everybody coming back, and of course then you get into the parade and the walk, and it's unbelievable what's been going on campus, and just very motivating. Excited to see it.
Of course, you worked for the NCAA, 2 prior stops to UNA. What's the national reputation like, I guess, out there with UNA?
Oh, hey, everybody knows that the Shoals takes great pride in what they can bring. And I think for years hosting, obviously, the Division II National Championship for nearly 30 years put the Shoals on the map from an NCAA perspective, right? And we're in a new era now. But I think when people over those 30 years, it come through that are football fans and could see those traditions and what it's all about. I mean, I remember seeing Leo for the first time back in 2012. It was probably when I was working for the NCAA and down for the championship, and had the big Thursday night deal at the Coliseum and got to learn about the Lions. You go on campus and you see the traditions and everything that goes through. It's like, wow, this is a special place, and it's a whole lot more than just an event that was hosted or just a university or just a football program. And now to be here in 2021 and how things continue to grow with that great pride, it's really something to see.
All right, so this week, Thursday, it was announced a new fundraising campaign for the complete renovation of the football locker room inside of Self Fieldhouse. So let's talk about this. First and foremost, just how exciting is it to roll this out homecoming week for football?
Well, it's a great opportunity for people to invest in a championship program. We've been a championship program in the past, have great expectations, rich history, and now we're growing into a new era in Division I. And our expectations are the same, but we have to grow toward that. And a big piece of that is investing in this program. And the locker room is a huge piece. The everyday experience our athletes have is right here on our campus. And a new rug went down that they're practicing on this year and enjoy it. But that locker space, which is their home, was constructed in 1984 and really has seen minimal updates since then. And so we've been able to put some wheels in motion to where now we're ready to announce that. And I think if we can have our alumni and others invest and support and sponsor these lockers, it puts us over the top for an incredible renovation of a locker space. And it's not just, hey, we're going to replace some old lockers with new ones. I mean, this is a space that it's existing. We'll stay in the Self Fieldhouse, but really it needs a complete washing without taking a wrecking ball to a locker room and wanting to do it right. And that's what we're in a position to do with the help of others. It's on our website, roarlions.com. You can sponsor a locker for $1,984. 1984 was the year, and that's about the cost of lockers. And so our goal is to sell over 100 of those and push us over the top for a great renovation.
And when we talk about what is included, you just alluded to this, it's not just putting new locker rooms in. It's creating a space for players, for the team, where it really becomes their own.
And you've seen in this Division I transition, most all of our programs have done something to their locker room, whether it's a full renovation or they're in the process of doing so. Football is the exception with that. And obviously, largest sport, most student athletes, greater needs, right? And so it takes a little more time to get that plan together. But you're right, branding, carpet, bathrooms, making the square footage in that space more usable for a football program. We have athletes that are sharing lockers right now. Just the space, we've grown over these 30 years, and the needs of college football athletes are much different, and we've outgrown that space. And so it's not just a renovation of decor. It is a full transition into a functional space. And so our team's proud about that. Our goal and why we want to announce this homecoming week with some momentum behind this project, we believe we can get there and have this project complete by the time we start football season next year. And that's the goal that we want to do, but we want to do it right. And so, again, our alumni and fans and supporters, there's numerous ways to give, from sponsoring a locker, I mentioned, $1,984. You can pay that over 5 years if you want, to, hey, here's $10 toward the initiative, to, hey, I'd like to do something bigger and talk about naming. And so we wanted to get that out there now that we're in a place where we can push toward the final hump. And it's just an essential piece to our evolution as a football program. And we have other things that we need to do to elevate that experience, but the locker room is a masterpiece. That is the daily experience that our football student athletes are in every single day. Study space in there, social area in there, better areas to change, prepare for class, come and go from class, showers. It needs to be a space where they want to gather and be it every day. And this is an interesting setup we have here, Ben, because all of our daily, people think locker rooms, they think stadium. Well, we're at Brawley right now, and so that stadium is used for 4 hours a day, 5-6 times a year. This one is used every single day, and so the hub here in the Self Field House is something we're really keying in on as we grow this football program into the Division I era.
And the timing of it's great too. We're in year 4. Next year, year 5. You got to think it's something that'll give the program players a boost as well.
Well, I think so, right? The university's done a tremendous job of taking a Division II program, an elite Division II programming, having a plan through this 4-year transition to stair-step the growth of programs to be ready to go as Division I members. And even though we've been playing Division I schedules for 3.5-4 years now, this is the final year of our transition. Next year, the 2022 season for all of our sports, the brakes come off, postseason eligible, full Division I members. And it's important that the football program is positioned by that year and that key piece to take the next step. And that daily environment is so critical. And so excited to announce that alongside our head football coach, Chris Willis. And I know our players, that gave them a pep in the step this week. Hopefully that carries into the game this afternoon. But it's a great thing. Guys are excited, and I hope that our community and our alums and supporters are as well.
It should fire everyone up. Is there anything else we need to know about this locker room renovation?
Hey, I think sky's the limit on it, but it is something we want to do right and be proud. And here about a year from now, hopefully we'll have done a whole lot of tours from people who have been able to support. But sponsoring a locker, I'll just mention again, you can look online, RoarLions.com. You can contact the foundation. You can contact Megan Dye. You can contact myself. There are numerous ways to give, but sponsoring that locker, have a nameplate right next to the player. It could say the Benjamin Ray and family locker, and then right next to it you've got Leo the third, number 3, the quarterback, right? And I think that's a big space that will be able to be there forever. And we also have current Locker Legacy members that we're excited that have been able to build the foundation of our locker room throughout this. And we'll have a plaque in the new locker room that honors people who have given to the past year-by-year operations that locker room's required before we've taken this big step. And so just an exciting time overall, Ben.
It certainly is. Big news, Dr. Looney. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
That's UNA Athletic Director Dr. Josh Looney breaking down the UNA football locker room renovation. Be sure and visit RoarLions.com for more information. We'll take our final timeout. We'll come back and wrap up the Purple and Gold Hour, brought to you by the University of North Alabama Foundation.
If I had to pick one thing about UNA that made me want to come here, it would just be campus and the life that you see on campus. With UNA just being so close, that's not what I thought that I wanted. And so when I came and I realized I'm still going to have the same opportunities as someone who went to a larger university, that was one of the things that drew me in.
Benjamin Ray back with you, wrapping up the Purple and Gold Hour presented by the University of North Alabama Foundation. This has been your spotlight and inside look at the University of North Alabama. It's been a homecoming Saturday, a homecoming weekend, and what a great show it was. Thanks to the outgoing National Alumni Association president, Dr. Mary Lee Gillespie, for stopping by, someone that absolutely loves UNA, a UNA family. Dr. Josh Looney coming down and talking about the UNA football locker room renovation project. Be sure to visit RoarLions.com for information on how you can give and get involved with that. Special thanks to Jason Thomas for connecting up with us on the phone lines, the UNA Foundation Board President, all the great work they do. And don't forget, Colin Carstens, UNA Golf, hosting a tournament this weekend at Turtle Point out in Killen. Be sure and stop by and support UNA Golf. So coming up next, it's the Countdown to Kickoff show. North Alabama host Robert Morris for homecoming. When we come back, Jacob Tucker and Seth Kane will join you from Brawley Stadium. This has been the Purple and Gold Hour presented by the University of North Alabama Foundation. Roar Lions.
This has been the Purple and Gold Hour, presented by the University of North Alabama Foundation. Thanks for listening, and remember that you can catch the Purple and Gold Show 2 hours prior to every football game right here on 98.3 WLX, the home of the Lions. Roar Lions!